Have you ever looked in the mirror, admired your fresh bob haircut, and then paused at your jawline, not with sadness, but with that quiet honesty that comes with age? The bob is bold, it's clean, elegant, and draws attention to the face in the most flattering way. But here's the thing. When your hair is shorter, everything else becomes more visible too. Your neck, your jawline, and yes, that gentle softness that time has left along your chin. After 60, many women find themselves asking, how do I highlight my best features without drawing attention to what I'd rather minimize? That's exactly what this video is about. Today we're diving into the most flattering accessories for older women, especially those with a sagging jawline and a bob haircut. From the best earrings for sagging jawline, to necklaces to lift a sagging neck, and even glasses that flatter mature faces, every detail can make a difference. These aren't just style tips. They're small, strategic changes that can lift the eye, define your silhouette, and enhance what makes you feel truly beautiful. No surgery, no hiding, just smart, elegant choices that work with your natural features, not against them. So stay with me until the end. Because if you've ever wondered how to look put together, modern, and confident with a bob cut and a softer jawline, this is the guide you've been waiting for. There's a quiet confidence that comes with age. It's in the way you walk, the way you speak, and the way you choose your details. And yes, earrings, those tiny pieces of expression that sit just beside your smile, matter more than most people realize, especially when you're over 60 and wearing a bob haircut. The bob is a bold yet refined choice. It exposes your neckline, clears space around your ears, and frames your face like a portrait. But as flattering as it is, a bob also reveals everything. Every soft fold near the chin, every angle of the jaw, every highlight or distraction you add near your face. That's why choosing the best earrings for sagging jawline isn't just about beauty, it's about balance. Here's what often goes unnoticed. Earrings that are too long, too heavy, or too bold can drag the eye downward, unintentionally emphasizing the very areas you might want to soften. And if you've noticed that your old favorites from your younger years no longer feel right, you're not alone, because style evolves, and so should your accessories. So, what works best now? Let's start with stud earrings, timeless, close-fitting, and quietly radiant. A pearl stud, for example, offers a soft glow right where the light hits your cheekbones. A small diamond or crystal cluster adds sparkle without weight. And if you're drawn to a little movement, consider short drop earrings, just enough length to catch light, but not enough to pull attention downward. The key is to guide the eye upward, toward your smile, your eyes, your presence, not toward the jawline. This is the beauty of strategic styling. By simply choosing earrings that sit higher, closer to the face, you create a visual lift. And that lift is powerful. It's subtle, but it changes the way your features are perceived. It brings harmony, it brings light, and more importantly, it brings confidence. When selecting materials, lean into reflective but soft tones. Silver, rose gold, champagne gold, these shades reflect light beautifully against mature skin. Avoid harsh contrasts or overly bright neons that may clash with the gentle tones of natural aging. Color choice matters too. If you're wearing a bob haircut for women over 60, warm tones like blush pink, soft coral, or ivory pearl complement both the cut and complexion beautifully. And if you wear glasses, consider earrings that don't compete with your frames. Keep them minimal, coordinated, and intentional. Because accessories, when chosen well, don't overwhelm. They enhance. They speak softly, but clearly. They say, I've lived, I've learned, and I've refined. And that, in itself, is elegant. So next time you're putting on earrings, pause for a moment. Think about your haircut, your jawline, the way the light hits your face. Choose earrings that lift, not pull, that illuminate, not distract. Because after 60, beauty isn't loud, it's wise. And the right earrings, they don't just decorate your ears, they frame your story. A necklace is more than just an accessory. It's a line, a direction, a silent invitation for the eyes to follow. And for women over 60, especially those with a short bob and a softer jawline, that line can make all the difference. You see, a bob frames the face beautifully, but it also opens up the neck and chest area, making your choice of necklace more visible, more essential, and frankly, more powerful. The wrong necklace can break the harmony. Too long, and it drags the eye downward, pulling attention toward the neckline, or worse, highlighting the exact areas you'd rather keep subtle. That's why choosing the best necklaces to lift a sagging neck isn't just about trend, it's about visual balance. So, where do we begin? Start with shorter lengths. Necklaces that sit right above the collarbone, like a princess length around 18 inches, or even a soft choker-style necklace create a gentle frame that draws attention upward. They act almost like a collar for your face, lifting the eye and shortening the visual distance between your chin and your chest. This becomes especially important if you have a double chin or sagging jawline, because the last thing you want is a long necklace creating a vertical drop beneath it. Instead, a softly curved strand of pearls, a delicate gold chain, or a necklace with a small pendant that rests high on the chest. These are elegant, understated, and flattering. They don't compete with your bob haircut. They complement it. Let's also talk about materials. Polished gold, silver, or even rose-toned metal can bring warmth to aging skin without being too reflective. Avoid heavy or chunky beads that may overwhelm your frame, especially if you're petite. Instead, look for refined textures, smooth metal, satin-finished stones, soft luster pearls. They reflect light gently, bringing radiance to the neck without drawing sharp focus to every curve or wrinkle. Now, what about the neckline of your clothing? Pair your necklace thoughtfully. A V-neck or scoop neck top works beautifully with a short necklace, helping elongate the neck and guiding the eye inward rather than downward. This subtle combination of neckline and necklace is one of the most effective ways to visually slim the face and neck without doing anything drastic. And of course, when you combine this with the right earrings and a flattering bob, you're building a look that's refined, confident, and truly age-appropriate. Not hiding, not pretending to be 30, just honoring 60 with intelligence and style. So if you're wondering what to wear, start small. Choose a necklace that respects your features, your haircut, and your energy. Something that draws attention upward, softens the jawline, and reflects your personality, not your age, because elegance, after all, lives in the details. And a well-chosen necklace, that's not just jewelry, it's intention. If there's one accessory that quietly shapes your entire face, it's your glasses. Unlike earrings or necklaces, glasses are always on. They're the first thing people notice. And for women over 60, especially those wearing a bob haircut with a softer, sagging jawline, the right pair of glasses can quite literally lift the face. But many of us don't think of them that way. We focus on whether they're practical or if the prescription is right, which of course matters. But the shape, color, and placement of your frames, they matter just as much, because the wrong pair can age you. And the right pair, they can define your cheekbones, open up your eyes, and gracefully balance a jawline that's softened over time. Let's start with shape. When choosing glasses for a sagging face, the goal is always to guide the eye upward. That's why cat eye glasses for mature women are a classic go-to. Their upward tilt gives the illusion of lift, like a little visual facelift, without a single drop of makeup. They also add a subtle playfulness, a soft boldness that works beautifully with a bob haircut, especially when it gently curves along the jaw. Oval frames can also work well, especially if they're slightly upswept at the outer corners. What you want to avoid are thick, heavy, square frames that sit low on the nose or cut across your cheekbones. Those can drag your features down, exaggerate sagging, and throw off the balance of your face. Now let's talk color. Dark black or stark contrast frames can be harsh, especially against the gentle hues of aging skin and gray or silver hair. Instead, try soft tortoiseshell, champagne gold, warm blush, or even clear acetate frames. These tones blend harmoniously with mature complexions and don't overwhelm the softness of a bob. They highlight without shouting. Of course, the best glasses for older women are the ones that consider not just shape and color, but fit. Make sure your frames don't sit too low on the nose bridge or too wide at the temples. When glasses align well with your brow line, they draw focus to the eyes, not the jowls. And remember, glasses and earrings are partners. If you've chosen stud earrings or short drops, your glasses should leave enough space for them to shine. Everything should work together, not compete. So when you find a frame that fits your face, your hair, and your spirit, you'll know. Because it won't just help you see better. It will help others see you. The confident, refined, expressive version of you. Not defined by age, but empowered by it. Because glasses are not just a necessity. They're a frame for the story you're still writing. And with the right pair, that story is lifted, softened, and seen, just as it deserves to be. Sometimes the most elegant solutions are the softest ones. And when it comes to drawing attention away from a sagging jawline and toward your best features, few things are more effective than a well-chosen scarf or neckline. Think of them not just as part of your outfit, but as part of your strategy. After all, when you're over 60 and wearing a bob haircut, your neckline becomes the canvas. It's open, it's visible, and it holds the power to either sharpen your silhouette or soften it beautifully. Let's start with scarves. The right scarf doesn't just keep you warm, it redirects attention. A lightweight silk scarf tied softly around the neck or draped loosely over the collarbone can help create length and grace without adding bulk. When styled well, it draws the eye inward and upward, creating a gentle frame that makes the jawline look more refined. And that's no accident. That's the power of knowing how to wear scarves to flatter a sagging jawline. Choose fabrics that flow, silk, modal, soft cashmere blends. Avoid anything stiff or bulky, which can add visual weight or disrupt the lines of your bob haircut. As for color, soft neutrals, warm earth tones, and pastels often work best with mature skin and silver or gray hair. They bring warmth without overwhelming. Now let's talk necklines. The neckline of your top or dress plays a quiet but critical role in how your face and neck are perceived. And when you're over 60, with a bob cut that stops near the chin, choosing the wrong neckline can bring too much attention to the very area you'd rather soften. That's why flattering necklines for sagging jawline are so important. A soft V-neck is one of the most universally flattering options. It elongates the neck, slims the upper body, and subtly guides the eye downward, but in a graceful, controlled way. A scoop neck can also work well, especially if it's not too deep, just enough to open up the chest and keep the silhouette light. You might also consider mock necks or collarbone-hugging boat necks. They offer structure without heaviness, and they work beautifully under a bob hairstyle. What to avoid? High crew necks that cut across the base of the neck, or tight turtlenecks that create a harsh line beneath the chin, often emphasizing sagging rather than hiding it. Remember, your goal isn't to cover, it's to create visual flow. And the combination of the right scarf and neckline can do just that. It can soften the jaw, lengthen the neck, and create a graceful line that complements, not competes with, your haircut, your age, or your energy. Because the truth is, elegance after 60 isn't about hiding. It's about redirecting. It's about wearing pieces that work with your features, not against them. So next time you choose your top or your scarf, think beyond color or trend. Think about how it moves with your face, how it balances your bob, and how it gently tells the world, I know who I am, and I know how to dress her. There's something effortlessly elegant about a woman in a well-chosen hat. It's not just about sun protection, it's about presence. And when you're over 60 with a refined bob haircut and a jawline that's softened with time, the right hat can quietly reshape the entire way your face is seen. Yes, really. Hats have structure. They cast shadows. They guide the eye. And when used intentionally, they can bring lift, softness, and symmetry, especially when worn with shorter hairstyles like the bob. But not all hats are created equal. So let's talk about how to choose hats for older women with a sagging jawline, and how to make them feel chic, not costumey. The first thing to think about is the brim. Avoid overly floppy brims that collapse into the face or create heaviness around the cheeks. Instead, go for medium-width brims that gently angle upward or outward. They help frame the face without dragging it down. This shape creates a light halo effect, subtle shading along the jawline that softens it naturally. And when paired with a bob haircut, especially one that sits just above the chin, the result is beautifully balanced. You might be surprised by how flattering a simple straw hat or felt cloche can be. These shapes have stood the test of time because they know how to work with a woman's features, not against them. One of the best choices. The classic fedora for women over 60. Its structured crown adds height, while the gently upturned brim adds a playful lift to the overall silhouette. Another favorite, the wide-brimmed sun hat, but with structure. Look for one that holds its shape and doesn't overwhelm your face. When worn slightly tilted back, it opens up your features and elongates the neck, a subtle trick that draws attention up and away from the chin. Now, let's talk materials and tones. Neutral tones like beige, ivory, soft taupe, or even dusty rose are wonderfully forgiving on mature skin. They reflect light gently and create a natural glow. Avoid overly dark or stark black hats unless you're balancing them with lighter accessories near the face, like a scarf or earrings. And don't forget texture. A lightweight felt hat in cooler months, or a woven raffia or straw hat in warmer seasons, adds depth without heaviness. Finally, consider how the hat plays with your hairstyle. The bob already gives structure. Don't fight it. Let the hat sit just above or behind the hairline so it frames your cut rather than flattening it. And if your bob includes soft layers or side-swept bangs, even better. Let them peek out beneath the brim to add dimension and femininity. Because the goal isn't to hide, it's to highlight with intention. So if you've ever wondered whether hats are still for you after 60, the answer is absolutely yes. When chosen well, they don't just block the sun, they reshape perception. They add elegance, mystery, and balance to a face that has earned every line and every smile. They say, I've seen decades of style, and I still know what flatters me most. There's a quiet kind of artistry in makeup. Not to cover, not to pretend, but to shift the story. And for women over 60, with a soft jawline and a bob haircut that opens up the face, makeup becomes a powerful way to guide attention upward, toward the eyes, toward the smile, toward the places where confidence still lives, even when gravity starts to whisper. Let's start with the most subtle tool of all, blush. The way you apply blush after 60 isn't the same as when you were 30. Instead of sweeping it across the apples of your cheeks, shift it higher, toward the tops of the cheekbones, gently angled toward the temples. This technique, often called blush placement for sagging jawline, helps lift the face visually, creating a light, graceful slope that draws attention away from the jaw and up to the eyes. It's soft, but it works. Next comes the eyes. If your eyelids have started to soften or your eyes feel a little more hidden, don't reach for heavy eyeliner or dark shadows. Instead, lift with light. Use a soft matte eyeshadow in neutral tones, taupe, warm rose, or light plum, and focus on the outer corners. Blend upward and outward, mimicking the same angle as your cheekbones. This technique is often referred to as eye makeup for mature women, and when done right, it adds energy and openness without harsh lines. Now for brows. Over time, our brows thin. They lose shape, but they're still one of the strongest features for defining your expression. Use a fine brow pencil or soft powder to lightly fill and lift the tail of the brow upward. Not too dark, just enough to give definition. A lifted brow draws the entire upper half of your face into focus and away from the lower half. And when paired with glasses, earrings, or a short bob haircut, it completes the triangle of attention right where you want it. Now let's talk about lip color. Yes, lips thin with age, but that doesn't mean they disappear. You just need to reframe them. Avoid ultra matte or drying lipsticks that can settle into lines. Instead, go for hydrating formulas in soft berry, rosewood, or warm coral tones. These shades bring freshness without overpowering. A little gloss or satin finish can reflect light and give the illusion of fullness. And don't underestimate the power of a lip liner. Even a clear or nude liner can help define edges and prevent feathering, keeping everything crisp and elegant. Together, these small details, blush, brows, eyes, lips, create a cohesive lifted look, a face that feels alive, present, balanced, and none of it has to feel heavy. In fact, the most effective makeup for sagging jawline is often barely noticeable. It's not there to change who you are, it's there to reveal you. Because at this stage in life, we're not trying to look younger. We're trying to look like ourselves, but rested, refreshed, and fully seen. So take a moment, look in the mirror, and know that with just a few strokes of color, you can shape perception. You can move the gaze upward. You can light up the parts of you that still shine brightest. And with the right touches, you don't just wear makeup, you wear intention. By now, you've seen how small details make a powerful difference. From the best earrings for sagging jawline, to necklaces that draw attention upward, to cat-eye glasses that lift the face. We've explored scarves, flattering necklines, hats with structure, and even the way you apply makeup to highlight your cheekbones and brighten your eyes. And together, they form more than just a look. They create balance. They bring light where you want it. And they gently guide the eye away from what time has softened and toward what still shines. Because elegance after 60 isn't about erasing the years. It's about understanding them, honoring them, and learning how to dress and adorn the version of you who stands here today. Still radiant, still worthy, still evolving. So whether you're putting on a silk scarf, adjusting your glasses, or brushing on a touch of blush, do it with intention. And know this, your style is still yours to define. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe. There's so much more to share, from makeup for mature women to accessories that flatter aging features, to real-life styling ideas that fit who you are now. Because aging with grace isn't passive, it's a choice, and you, my friend, are making it beautifully. If you found these tips helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe.